Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. Found & Sons, more than a respected funeral home, they support youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons, 825-3530. Battlefield Automotive, willing to take your trade and offer up to 125% of Kelley Blue Book Fair Trade value, along with a free trade appraisal. Battlefield Automotive, 547-3673. Questioning your career path? Explore the opportunity of CNC Milling, a field that touches all corners of everyday life. Get your career on a new pathway. Hometown history is made with each passing season. Reconnect and remember those stories that helped shape Culpeper. Rediscover local sports documentary at localsportshistory.com.
It's time again for Eastern View High School basketball. Good evening once again. Donnie Johnston along with Gary Deal, and the second game of the night here, the Eastern View Cyclones hosting the King George Foxes for the Battlefield District Tournament Championship. These two teams finished 1-2 in the regular season, with Eastern View up top and King George number 2. And this should be a really good ball game. Eastern View coming in with a record of 13-9, but remember, they had to forfeit 4 games, so their record would be a little bit different if they did not have to forfeit those games. King George comes in 19-4, so they're no slouch, Gary.
No, Donnie, and I think it's going to be a fast-paced game tonight. And we always talk about Eastern View and their depth and their quickness and the athletes they have and the skill that they have with the first 6 or 7 players that they have on that team. And I think they're going to need to really focus on rebounding tonight, because I believe they're going to be they're not going to have as much size as King George. So I think all 5 players are going to have to go to the boards, and we'll see how that goes. Eastern View is tough to beat. So if with Stafford and DeMaio Hunter and Jace Jackson and Tyree Webster, they got a good team and good scorers, and we'll see how well they play defense and rebound tonight.
King George comes in. They won last night in the semifinals by a score of 63-60 over Caroline. Meanwhile, the Eastern View Cyclones defeated Cortland by a score of 65-42 to gain the finals. I watched the ball game last night of the Eastern View, and one of the keys to that game was J.C. Clancy. This kid has really come along, and he ended up, he's a sub, but he ended up playing most of the ball game last night. He did a great job. Darius Stafford had 19 last night for Eastern View, and Jace Jackson had 11, and Montreal Street had 10, but it was Clancy's 9. His points came at crucial moments. He had some really good rebounds. He just played a heck of a ball game, and he's a coming ball player. For King George, the guy you want to watch is number 2, and that's Nehemiah Fry, who averages about 20 points a ball game. He's a 6'5" senior, and he is the kid that will put the points on the board. McKay White is also 6'3", and he's a junior, and he's averaging about 9 rebounds a ball game. So those are 2 ball players that are going to make a difference, and 2 ball players that Culpeper or Eastern View will have to overcome. And the Cyclones beat King George both times in the regular season, and beat them both times by 10 or more points. So they can do it, but King George is a good ball club.
Well, their record proves it, Donnie. They've beaten teams that they should beat and lost to good teams with Caroline and Eastern View. So that shows that they have focus and they have good talent on that team.
And we're just about set for we're going to have the Star Spangled Banner again. And then we're going to have the starting lineups. And then we will be underway. national anthem. We'll be set for the starting lineups in a moment. We'll remind you that our live sponsor for tonight's game is Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. In case you missed it, the Eastern View girls defeated Culpeper, and they win the Battlefield District Tournament Championship. And Gary Deal, let's do the starting lineups.
For King George, number 2, Nehemiah Fry. Number 3, Damon Duffin. Number 4, Mackay White. Number 5, Ethan Chase. And number 44, Joseph Billingsley.
They got some height, and they're going to be tough. You don't get to 19-4 unless you can play basketball. Now for the Cyclones, Gary.
First up is Darius Stafford, who's been playing good basketball, very good basketball. Number 2, Tyree Webster. Number 3, DeMayo Hunter. Number 11, Jace Jackson. And number 24, Jimmy Waters, who is going to have to rebound tonight, Donnie. I think all 5 Eastern View players are going to have to go to the basket and rebound the basketball against this taller lineup with King George.
Well, he's also going to have to stay out of foul trouble because he got foul trouble last night and sat out a lot. But he's a good ball player, and he likes to get in the thick of it, and he will not shy away from trouble. It will be Nehemiah Fry jumping for the King George Foxes, 19-4, and Jace Jackson jumping for the Cyclones, who are 13-9. Cyclones in white, King George in the blue. King George had some good Battlefield District teams over the years. And Jace Jackson almost out jumped him.
Eastern View coming out in a man-to-man.
Chase trying to find somebody.
And I like Thornhill's approach again. He's got Jimmy Waters in the lane. He's not really watching anybody man-on-man. He's playing that zone, and everybody else is playing man-to-man, Donnie.
Well, jumping from outside, no good. Billingsley turns and puts it up. Rather, I'm not sure whether that was Billingsley or that was Mackay White. They were both fighting over it. I think White took it away from Billingsley, his own player, and foul is called on Jace Jackson.
That's an example, Donnie, right there of rebounding. So you're going to have to block out tonight. You're going to have to find your man, put your hands on him, block him out. If not, King George has got that height and leaping ability where they can get a lot of offensive rebounds.
Mackay White missed the first one for King George. Second one is good. So the Foxes take a 1-0 lead. Stafford outside will run the offense for the Cyclones.
King George in a man-to-man.
And there's a steal. All the way. Easy basket. Damon Duffin. 3-0. These guys can run, so they will give Eastern View all the running they want. Tyree Webster to Waters underneath.
Great
Jackson,
pass.
easy basket.
Great pass by Jimmy Waters.
3-2. King George by a point.
So one thing I like about Eastern View, they play unselfish.
Trying to work the ball in, and comes over in our direction. And I know if you get your hands on it, you'll shoot it. I've seen you play.
I can make it from here.
Every time you touch the ball, you shoot it. Eastern View with the turnover. Jace Jackson. Stafford Can't get the three to go, and Fry clears the boards for King George. Duffin, Tyree Webster on him. Gets picked. Underneath, Fry for two. Nice play
pass,
there.
Yes, very nice pass.
5-2, King George. Eastern View also is already in the regional playoffs. Chase Jackson, short. Fry right there to get the rebound for King George. They will play Atlee on Friday right here.
See, now normally on that last play, Donnie, DeMaio Hunter would have got that rebound. But against his height, see, he's having trouble down there against his height. It's going to be a different story tonight. So they're going to have to block out, play fundamentally sound basketball, and all five guys are going to have to go to the backboards and rebound.
King George. Fry can't get the ball to go. Ooh, Stafford. Look at that move. But the Cyclones get nothing out of it. Chase. Long three-pointer outside. He is in by DeMond Duffin. 8-2. King George leading. Down low to Waters. Webster. Off the glass and in. Tyree Webster, nice move there and a nice pass by Waters.
Great shot by Tyree Webster.
Billingsley, the big man out front. Cross court. Fry almost lost it out of bounds.
Good defense by both teams. Both teams in a man-to-man with the five position play in the zone in the middle.
Billingsley, Fry. Nope.
Good rebound.
Waters right there to come down with a loose ball. Potter has his pocket picked and a whistle and a foul. Foul is going to be called on Chase, Ethan Chase. No shooting foul. First team foul on King George. Checking into the ball game now is Daniel Boyd for King George, as Billingsley will go out. And right up and in, little teardrop there from Jace Jackson.
Good pass by DeMaio Hunter there on the inbounds play.
Boyd. Waters comes out on him. Waters is playing the big man, and so he will come out. And a foul is going to be called on Jace Jackson.
Not a smart foul there by Jace Jackson. That's his second foul. And he's going to have to go to the bench.
J.C. Clancy is coming in. Clancy played a heck of a ball game last night. Getting better all the time. Boyd missed everything. Hunter. Stafford.
Stafford's it's a little bit tougher to get in that lane for him tonight. He usually has his will driving to the basket, but they're playing good defense on him tonight.
Webster. Oh, man, Jimmy Waters. Nice little reverse layup under there. 8-8, we are tied. Under 3 minutes to go, first period. King George and Eastern View for the Battlefield District Tournament Championship. And Waters right there to come down with that ball.
Good block out by Waters there. Good fundamental basketball.
And that's what you got to do against a taller team. And look, oh, Clancy is called for walking. I don't know about that.
If it was Jace LeBron, they wouldn't have called that.
Oh, no, well, yeah. He's not quite hit that point yet. Underneath. Chase cannot get it to go. Stafford runs into a Chase and is fouled. And that's his second foul. Ethan Chase with 2 now, and King George will set Chase on the bench and bring in, let's see, Colson Gray. Waters.
Jimmy Waters.
Again with a rebound.
Jimmy Waters playing a good first half so far. He's pumped up, playing fundamentally sound basketball, and that was good positioning on his part there too, Donnie.
Long shot way outside, in and out again. To Waters for 2, no! Hunter is fouled. Oh, I thought Waters had that one.
Good pass by Hunter to Waters. He just couldn't finish in traffic, but DeMaio didn't give up on that play and came down with the offensive rebound, and he's at the line.
DeMaio Hunter. Minute 55 to go. First period. Hunter missed it. Cyclones are leading King George by a score of 10-8. Hunter's second shot. He got that, 1 out of 2. 11-8, 3-point lead for Eastern View. Duffin lost the handle. King George got it back. Cross-court pass, Boyd, back to Duffin. Shot way off by White. Webster. Tyree Webster for 2.
Good finish by Tyree Webster. That was not an easy shot.
And Duffin can't get the ball to go, but he's fouled. Check that, Makai White. And White will go to the line. .119 to go. White's first shot is up and no good. King George is tall. They're impressive looking, but they so far just have not been able to shoot the ball with any consistency. Second shot by White. He got 1 out of 2. 13-9, 4-point lead, Eastern View. Minute 15 to go. Stafford missed the 3. White comes down with the ball. No call there and knocked out of bounds. Well, I'm not sure about that one. I thought Hunter knocked that out, but we're going to get the ball, so we're not going to complain.
Well, I like the way the referees are calling this game so far tonight, Donnie, versus what happened in the Super Bowl in the last 2 minutes. They ruined that Super Bowl. I can tell you that, in my opinion.
Clancy, charge. At least the Super Bowl was a good ball game.
It was a good ball game.
Yep.
But that referee making that one call just ruined it.
And that could happen. Clancy will go to the bench now. Montreal Street, 12 comes in. Fry, short on the 3-pointer. Good break, Eastern View, and Tyree Webster right there. And King George wants to call timeout and talk about this. Timeout on the floor and time in for this 30-second message.
This broadcast is brought to you by the following community sponsors.
Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. Found & Sons, 825-3530. Battlefield Automotive, 547-3673. New Pathways Career and Technical Education, 423-2134. LocalSportsHistory.com. Learn more at info@localsportshistory.com.
15-9, the Eastern View Cyclones lead the King George Foxes, a team they have beaten twice in the regular season. This is the championship game of the Battlefield District Tournament.
I was just thinking, Donnie, you know what Eastern View reminds me of? It reminds me of the old guys playing in the YMCA, the way they play together and pass the ball, except they're fast and quick.
And fast and quick right there is Micaiah White for two. Hunter for two, and he's fouled by Fry.
Fast, quick, and young, but play mature, Donnie. They play mature. They know how to play the game. This Eastern View team knows how to play the game. They're undersized, but I love the way they play. They're unselfish. Like the way they play.
Hunter trying to complete a three-point play, and he does. Also, I want to remind you there are two guys from the 1973 championship team, which this is the 50th anniversary of, in the house tonight. And a steal there. Ernest Brent and Sonny Bowles. Sewedo in the ballgame now missed it as the first quarter comes to an end. That's the end of the first quarter with a score of the Eastern View Cyclones 18, the King George Foxes 11. You're watching Eastern View Cyclone basketball on the Culpeper Media Network.
Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. Found & Sons, more than a respected funeral home, they support youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons, 825-3530. Battlefield Automotive, willing to take your trade and offer up to 125% of Kelly Blue Book Fair Trade value, along with a free trade appraisal. Battlefield Automotive, 547-3673. Questioning your career path? Explore the opportunity of CNC Milling, a field that touches all corners of everyday life. Get your career on a new pathway. Hometown history is made with each passing season. Reconnect and remember those stories that helped shape Culpeper. Rediscover local sports documentary at localsportshistory.com.
Josh Sweetor in.
King George in a 1-3-1.
Hunter tries to go down the lane, puts it up, and is fouled. .7:42 to go. First half, 18-11. Eastern View leading King George. Billingsley now back in the ball game, the big number 44. Hunter cans the first one. He'll have another one. So we got Sweetor, Montrell Street, Hunter, Tyree Webster, and Darius Stafford in for the Cyclones as Hunter gets them both. 20-11. Fry will take the three-pointer, no. Follow up by Billingsley is good, and he is fouled, and he is happy.
Yeah, if I was King George, I think I'd be going to him more and working off of him, Donnie, in the half-court set. Try to slow the basketball game down a little bit and see if he can go to work down there with his size.
He's a big dude. And he will be at the line trying to complete a three-pointer.
Takes patience to do that, though. You know, everybody wants these days, they want to jack it up. You know, and a lot of times you need to be patient, slow the game down.
Webster for three, no. Rebound Fry and has it taken away from him, and a jump ball is called. Arrow pointing in the direction of King George. Chase. Billingsley. White. Little 12-footer is good by Colson Gray for King George. 20-15. Foxes are back within 5.
A little bit better patience that time for King George.
Stafford stops and pops. Got it.
It's the first 2 tonight for Darius Stafford.
22-15. Eastern View. Colson. Another Colson Gray for 2. He's come in and made a difference real quickly. 22-17. Eastern View still on top. Stafford, and he hasn't rejected, but there's Waters who forces it back up and gets fouled.
Yep, King George didn't block Waters out there. They let him roam around in that low block, and he came up with the ball. You got to put your hands on the players and block them out and feel them. You got to feel them and know where they are.
I'm not sure if we can say that on family television. Waters hits the first one.
That's the only way you can keep up with the person you're supposed to block out, Donnie.
That's true.
Is put your hands on them.
Yep.
It's the only way you can do it.
And they used to call it every time you touch them, they call a foul. Can't do that anymore. It's a different ball game than it was 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Duffin to Gray. And offensive foul is charged on, I think, Billingsley.
Yep. Illegal screen. He was moving.
First foul of the night on Billingsley, 7th team foul. So it's, I think should be a 1-and-1. Well, an offensive foul it wouldn't. Hutter, Stafford. Webster sets it back up. Jace Jackson can't hit. He's had a cold night so far. White, oh man, from the parking lot, he got nothing but net.
Yeah.
23-20. Foxes have come back to within 3 after trailing by 8.
Going to this zone, Donnie. It's giving Eastern View a little bit of a problem here.
Trying to get it underneath to Jace Jackson. And a whistle.
They're cutting off the lanes on them a little bit and extending they got their big players out front with that are long and preventing them from getting wide open threes.
DeMaio Hunter at the line. Got the first one, and he'll have a second. Lead back to 4 for Eastern View, 24-20. 5 minutes to go, first half. Got them both. 25-20. Eastern View on top. White. Down low. Billingsley. Too hard, and Waters there to come down with the ball.
Great rebound by Waters there.
Jace Jackson walked.
Good positioning by Jimmy Waters on that last rebound. Playing smart tonight.
4:41 to go, first half. Eastern View leading 25-20 as by virtue of finishing first in the regular season, Eastern View already has a shot in the regionals. We'll play Atlee on Friday night here. Billingsley can't get that shot. And Waters, I think, is going to be charged with a foul.
That was an example there of size. Size versus no size. And King George, three players going to the offensive glass.
Nehemiah Fry got the first one. Fry's second shot. Missed that one. And Stafford comes down with the ball. Outside, Tyree Webster. Cannot get it to go. And Waters is charged with another foul. Came it over the back. And that's it. They say that's his first. I thought it was his second.
The other one was on Tyree Webster.
And it's a 1-and-1 for King George now as Billingsley will go to the line. The fans behind us are restless. Have you noticed that?
Yes, I have, Donnie.
They did agree with that call. Billingsley got the first one. King George has some height. They just don't have the outside shooters.
I think Billingsley, he's about 6'5".
It
looks like
it.
about 6'5".
Yeah.
They got three guys, looks like they're about 6'5", 6'6".
Billingsley got the second one. So he's 2 for 2. And the natives are getting restless here. Stafford, too hard, and a foul underneath. Eastern View fans think the officials are kind of favoring King George, and they are making their frustrations known.
Second foul on Billingsley.
Darius Stafford at the line. Eastern View down to a 2-point lead. And now 3. Cam Roy comes in, and Waters goes out. Waters has a tendency to get a little frustrated and get a little angry with himself, and so Patrick Thornhill takes him out occasionally, let him cool off a little bit. Both shots there, 27-23, back to a 4-point lead for Eastern View. From the corner, three-pointer by Colson Gray.
Yeah, like you said earlier, Donnie, he's made a difference coming into the game.
He did. Hunter, double team, and a steal. White takes a long three, and it goes over the backboard. Turnover.
It's kind of a nonchalant give up a pathway to the basket to settle for a three.
I was just thinking that. He had a good shot at the basket. Cam Roy for three, he missed it. White comes down with the ball for King George. Duffin. And a steal there by Hunter. Stafford, 2-on-1. Got it. 29-26.
Darius Stafford is tough to contain in the open court, Donnie. Get him going with DeMaio, Hunter. They're tough, very tough.
White with a three-pointer, no. Scramble for the loose ball. King George comes up, and now Montrell Street finally comes down with that rebound. Stafford underneath. The Street lost it. Hunter got it and is fouled. DeMond Duffin charged with a foul.
You know who calls that foul, Donnie? This group right behind us. I believe they caused that foul.
Well, they are making their presence known. Their aggravation. DeMaio Hunter puts the first one in. Chase comes back in the ball game for King George. Billingsley will take a seat.
DeMaio Hunter has 9 points and 7 of them from the foul line tonight already, Donnie.
Hey, we'll take them any way we can get them. And you jinxed him. 30-26, 4-point lead, 2:28 to go in the first half. Eastern View on top. From the corner, long three-pointer air ball. King George has thrown up some air balls tonight so far.
And you think there's one guy on their team that's hit 3 shots since he came in. You think they'd go to him a little bit more. Be patient.
Hunter got it back. Cam Roy, nope. And Fry comes down for King George.
See if they look for 42 in him. Yeah.
They go to Fry. Fry, did he step on the line or was it a foul call? The officials going over the score, so it's going to be a foul on somebody. We'll send Fry to the line. Nehemiah Fry for King George. 1:51 to go. First half, 30-26. Eastern View on top by 4. Championship game of the Battlefield District Tournament. Eastern View girls have already won. Fry puts the first one in. As we said, Fry comes in with an average of just over 20.
Eastern View's got a block out here.
And Fry cans them both. 30-28. Eastern View's 8-point lead has been cut to 2. Hunter wanted to take that. Didn't, but now does. And who's going to get the ball? It's going to be Eastern View ball. I thought King George had knocked the ball out, but you never know how it's going to get called. Official could have been blocked out. Hunter. Sewador. Now Jace Jackson. Jace Jackson for 3. Short. Eastern View has not been able to do anything from the outside tonight. Jackson down the lane, puts it up. It will not count. Offensive foul on Jackson.
Number 3, Donnie. It's 3 on Jace.
Tyree Webster coming back into the ball game now. And we got a timeout on the floor. Timeout with a score. The Eastern View Cyclones 30, King George 28. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
This broadcast is brought to you by the following community sponsors.
Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. Found & Sons, 825-3530. Battlefield Automotive, 547-3673. New Pathways Career and Technical Education, 423-2134. LocalSportsHistory.com. Learn more at info@localsportshistory.com.
1 minute, 18 seconds left to go. First half, 30-28 is our score. Eastern View leading King George. Battlefield District Tournament Championship game here at Eastern View High School. In it comes to Colson Gray, being double teamed to the backcourt. White from the corner, his second air ball in a row for him. Sewador is fouled. Nice pass there from Montrell Street. And Sewador will go to the line for the Eastern View Cyclones. 1:02 left. We got a heck of a ball game here, buddy, in case you haven't known it.
I agree with you, Donnie. I'm enjoying this.
This is a good one.
Two good teams here.
Yep. Semador puts the first one in, and it's back to a 3-point lead for Eastern View. Now, coming in for Eastern View is Daryl Washington. And Montreal Street is going out. Semador. Missed that one. Washington. Just Semador. Swatted away. Saved in. To Eastern View. Webster to Semador. Tried to get it underneath to Washington, but could not. White this time drives and throws the ball away. Trying to get it to Fry. King George has played a little out of control tonight.
They have not played patient, and
they haven't used their weapons effectively.
Exactly, Donnie. Like Carlson Gray. I mean, he'd come in and hit 3 or 4 shots in a row, and they haven't been looking for him since.
There goes Stafford. Follows it up. Got it. Darius Stafford, he had a quick step there. Nice little move. Duffin dumps it off from the corner. Gray for 3. That's 3 in a row.
No, that's 4. That's 4 in a row.
4 in a row.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, but they need to look at him a little bit more.
And the second quarter comes to an end with a score. Eastern View 33 and King George 31. We'll be back with the second half of tonight's ball game in just a few moments. You're watching Eastern View Cyclone basketball on the Culpeper Media Network.
Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. Found & Sons, more than a respected funeral home, they support youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons, 825-3530. Battlefield Automotive, willing to take your trade and offer up to 125% of Kelly Blue Book Fair Trade value, along with a free trade appraisal. Battlefield Automotive, 547-3673. Questioning your career path? Explore the opportunity of CNC Milling, a field that touches all corners of everyday life. Get your career on a new pathway. Hometown history is made with each passing season. Reconnect and remember those stories that helped shape Culpeper. Rediscover local sports documentary at localsportshistory.com.
Got a close ball game here, Gary Deal, as we get ready to start the second half. 33-31, Eastern View leading by 2 points. And the Cyclones get the opening offense. Clancy in there now, starting the second half. Waters puts it up, no. Clancy's mama Jamie made it back from the town council meeting, and we send our congratulations. We assume that they appointed Chris Settle as police chief tonight. So
it's a good choice, Donnie.
Good guy.
Chris is a good guy, and wish him luck and as he replaces Chief Jenkins, who's been a fantastic leader and community leader and chief of police for Culpeper for a long time.
But you know his main attribute? He is a Baltimore Orioles fan.
Well, I've been a Baltimore Orioles fan for a long time.
He is Culpeper's #1 Baltimore. You may be #2, but Chris is #1.
I think most people that lived around here for a long time
Washington
have been, because Washington
had no team.
Had no team, right?
Yeah.
Unless you were older like you were with the Senators.
I remember the Senators. Darius Stafford puts it up, no good. Rebound underneath. Fry. Clancy puts it back in. I'm not sure why Clancy didn't play a lot more in the first half tonight, because he played a whale of a ball game last night. 4-point lead, 35-31 for Eastern View. Scramble for the ball, and there's Clancy. Drives all the way, dumps it under, and a block there. Clancy gets it, dumps it off Stafford, off the glass, no good. Waters can't get it to go, and Waters is going to be called, I think, on a foul. He's pleading his case.
That was a good call.
Oh, he was over the back. There was no question about that.
I think that's 2 on him.
That's his second foul. Quickly run down the scoring in the first half, if you will. While we got a...
Well, it was pretty... Scoring was pretty even for Eastern View, with DeMaio Hunter having 9 points, and for King George, Colson Gray had 10.
White just put down a 2 for King George. Now Hunter takes a 3-point shot that's way off the mark. Clancy can't get it to go. Waters, no. And there's going to be a foul on Waters again. That's his, I think that's what they call. We'll see. Yep. Nope, foul was called on Hunter. Chase in the corner, White. Long 3-pointer. He has not been hitting those 3-pointers at all. There's Clancy right there. Stafford driving. Stafford scoring.
You know what I like there, Donnie, is Hunter had his choice to go to it. 2 different players. And he knows Stafford is really good in the open floor, and he went to Stafford instead of the player over here on the left. That's smart. Very smart.
Chase being guarded by Stafford outside. A little pick there. That was almost a moving block. Hunter stops and pops. Too high off the glass. Stafford, easy bucket on the rebound.
Stafford's a good player, Donnie.
Oh, Stafford's
He's a very good player.
Heck of a player. Foul is called. And it is called on Waters, and that's his 3rd.
But can you feel Eastern View turning up the pressure and speeding up the game?
Oh, yeah. No question about that.
That's what I think King George has to realize and tune it down a little bit, try to slow it up a little bit, because I don't think they can run with Eastern View. But if they get in that running game, I think they're going to be down by 15
But they
here.
want to run. They just can't run with Eastern View.
Right.
I think that's the problem right there. Duffin missed the first, and he'll have a second. And he got the second. 1 out of 2, 39-34, 5-point lead for Eastern View. Eastern View girls have already won tonight. There's Stafford for 3. Nope. Chase the other way. 1-on-4, so he holds it up. And now Fry. Billingsley lost it. Out of bounds, touch last by Hunter. It will stay with King George. That's a good call. Fans behind us don't like it.
Billingsley is huge. He's got to learn to keep that ball up high and not bring it down.
He's a football player. And look at that. Stafford up high for 2 points with the left hand. 41-34. Remember what we say about that first 3 or 4 minutes of the 3rd quarter.
Yes, you're exactly right, Donnie.
7-point lead now for Eastern View from a 2-point halftime lead.
Turning up the pressure, speeding up the game, and that's not helping King George any, and they're falling right into the trap.
White missed it. Clancy comes down with the ball. There goes Hunter baseline. Reverse layup is good.
See, the reason you can't speed up the game against Eastern View and run with them is because they have 5 skilled players on the court that are fundamentally sound.
They have 5 players who can handle the ball, just like guards.
That's what I mean, yes.
Timeout on the floor, 3:53 to go, 43-34. Eastern View leading, and while we've got time, we'll remind you about our live sponsor, Able Heating and Air. answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC systems. This peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. Battlefield Automotive, willing to take your trade and offer you up to 125% of Kelly Blue Book Fair Trade value, along with a free trade appraisal. Battlefield Automotive, 547-3673. Found & Sons, more than a respected funeral home, they support youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons, 825-3530. UVA Community Credit Union, strengthen the financial health of our members and of the Culpeper community. UVACreditUnion.org.
Donnie, you know who I see leaving the gym with his wife Jane? Jimmy Turrell. You remember Jimmy Turrell?
Oh, sure.
Jimmy Turrell could jump as high as this desk right here, at least.
Well, he can now.
He can now, but back in the day, he could. Love Jimmy Turrell. He's a good guy.
Oh, good guy. Gerald Turrell, all those guys. 43-36. As King George puts two more up. Tyree Webster outside to Stafford. Hunter, baseline. Montrell Street is fouled. James worked with VDOT.
Yes, he did for a long time. Actually, I worked with him for quite a while. That's where I started out, too, with VDOT.
I remember James from way back.
We worked together and quite a bit back in the day, and he's a good guy.
He had a grandson that was playing a couple of years ago. I can't remember the kid's name, but I knew I'd see him out here at a lot of balls. Saw Donnie Deal and his wife Linda from Rappahannock here tonight too. Street puts that in.
He worked Fairfax County for a while. Thomas Reeves worked for VDOT for a long time. Charlie Brown worked for VDOT for a long time. A lot of good guys worked for VDOT.
Donnie Deal played basketball for Rappahannock years ago. I remember that. Billingsley outside. King George trying to get back in this game. Chase to White, or rather to Fry. Duffin. Eastern View, man, they are guarding closely. They are giving King George no room to shoot.
They're turning up the pressure, Donnie. That's a good pick. Good switch, though, by Montreal Street.
And a nice block in there. Was that Hunter that blew that block?
Either Hunter or Street, not sure which.
One of the two. Well, Street is a better jumper, I think. King George will throw it in. Colson Gray outside to White. Gray open from the corner. He had 4 3-pointers in the first half. Clancy. Oh, my goodness, from downtown Charlie Brown. 47-36, an 11-point lead by King George of Eastern View. Clancy's starting to think he's a guard.
Well, he actually is a guard. All of them are guards.
All of them. That's pretty much the truth because there's no height in there.
No.
Chase is fouled. Chase will go to the line. Foul is going to be called on Hunter. That's his second. And that is the fourth team foul in the second half on Eastern View. Chase puts the first one in.
Jace Jackson coming back in. He has 3 fouls, so Coach Thornhill is using him smartly in this game, being up by 10 points.
Now he's up by 9. Chase puts them both down. There goes Stafford. Little teardrop, no good. Rebound underneath. Street was he stepped out of bounds coming down with the ball. That was a nice play by Montreal. And Clancy right back in as Tyree Webster comes out and takes a seat. Did you play golf today?
No, I think I'm going to play tomorrow, Donnie.
I am too. Beautiful day.
I think the wind's supposed to blow 30 miles an hour tomorrow, though, isn't it? I hope it doesn't.
As long as it's in the direction you're hitting.
I ain't got to hit knockdowns.
White underneath to Fry for 2 easy ones. Now right there, they used their height to good advantage.
Yes, they did. They haven't been doing that enough. And once again, it's because of patience. You got to be patient out there in a half-court set.
You would be a good doctor, Deal, because you have a lot of patience.
Yes, sir. Got to have patience in life, Donnie. You got to be smooth, and you got to have patience.
Well, you are definitely smooth. If you were as smooth as you thought you were, Deal. 47-40 is their score.
It's all about confidence, Donnie. You know that.
I know that.
The fine line there between confidence and cockiness.
Chase Jackson on the drive and the score. 49-40. 9-point lead, Eastern View. Championship game of the Battlefield District Tournament. Chase Jackson again. All the way. 2 more.
Fresh legs there, Johnny. Just came in the game, fresh legs.
51-40. And both those were on good defensive plays that got him those baskets. White, long three-pointer, nothing but net. 51-43.
That kept him in the game.
18 seconds, third period. We count down. Playing deal ball, playing the last shot. And that's what happens. So many times, and I know you love that strategy, but so many times you end up, teams get nothing. No shot, no anything.
Well, they just ran the offense wrong. They should have kept the ball up top in the open court out here versus going to the corners.
Should have just gone out there and shot that ball. White off the glass, no. Clancy comes down with a rebound. Third quarter comes to an end with a score. Eastern View 51, King George 43. You're watching Eastern View Cyclone basketball on the Culpeper Media Network.
Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. Found in Sons. More than a respected funeral home, they support youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Found in Sons, 825-3530. Battlefield Automotive, willing to take your trade and offer up to 125% of Kelly Blue Book Fair Trade value, along with a free trade appraisal. Battlefield Automotive, 547-3673. Questioning your career path? Explore the opportunity of CNC Milling, a field that touches all corners of everyday life. Get your career on a new pathway. Hometown history is made with each passing season. Reconnect and remember those stories that helped shape Culpeper. Rediscover local sports documentary at localsportshistory.com.
8 minutes to go in this ball game. 51-43. The Eastern View Cyclones are leading the King George Foxes. And King George will toss it in to begin the fourth quarter. Colson Gray standing in front of us here. And we are underway. Ethan Chase in the backcourt. Now across the timeline. Billingsley. White working with Darius Stafford. White turns short. Nehemiah Fry pulls it out. Billingsley, the big man. He's got to be a football player. White, short, can't get the roll.
Now blocking out. Not blocking out.
There goes Fry. He got it, and he got fouled.
That's two fundamental plays there where the block out wasn't done properly, using your hands and getting the guy on your butt. That resulted in a and one here.
And suddenly an 11-point lead is dwindled down to a 6-point lead, and if Fry can put this one in, it's a 5-point lead for Eastern View.
And you notice Coach Thornhill's gone back to Waters too. He sees that they're not blocking out.
Well, Fry cooperates and misses the shot. Webster, up and down, and luckily Hunter got the ball and took it in for an easy basket. That caught everybody off guard.
I'm surprised they didn't call traveling there.
Well, he never did.
It was close.
Touch the ball again. And an offensive foul called on Fry, and he can't believe it. And he backed into Waters, and Waters is smiling as he goes back down the court.
That was an excellent play by DeMaio Hunter there. Not every high school player knows how to do that, Donnie, especially in today's game. And that was a very fundamentally sound, drawn, charging foul.
Webster, baseline, has it blocked. Loose ball, Stafford. Webster, baseline, Stafford down the lane, can't get it. Waters has it lost. Webster, and he traveled.
I love the way the referees are letting them play, though.
Well, there's a little bit of overpassing and a lot of stuff going on there. Anyway, we got a timeout on the floor, and with timeout, we'll remind you about some of our sponsors. LocalSportsHistory.com. Hometown history is made with each passing season. Reconnect and rediscover local sports at LocalSportsHistory.com. Searching for a promising career? Train to be a certified, always in demand machinist at New Pathways Tech, located at the Carver Center on Route 15. Take a new pathway to success at newpathwaystech.com. 6:26 to go in this ball game. Eastern View with an 8-point lead. King George with the basketball. As we said, Eastern View already in the regionals, and they will play Atlee on Friday right here at Eastern View High School. White falling away, can't get it to go. Loose ball, kicked around, whistle, bodies all over the floor. As Brother Dave Gardner was said, teeth, hair, and eyeballs all over the concrete.
Can you say that a little bit slower, Donnie? I didn't catch all that.
You don't even know who Brother Dave Gardner is.
No, I do not.
You probably don't even know that Junior turned her head around. Stafford missed the shot. And there's somebody out there watching who will know exactly what I'm talking about.
They'll probably be in the nursing home, though, Donnie.
That is possible. Webster takes the three. Cannot get it to go. Hunter missed it. Hunter got it back.
It's smart. Setting it back up. Being patient.
Jace Jackson has it rejected by Billingsley and taken away by Fry. And Jackson is called for the foul.
That's number 4 on Jace Jackson.
But he's played most of the second half without getting that 4th foul. And again, the fans are getting restless here behind us.
He was trying to draw the foul there, and he just wasn't in position to do that against a taller lineup.
Coming down on 5 minutes to go in the ball game. White to Fry. Duffin. White for three. Nope, he hadn't been able to hit that. Webster. Off the glass. Charging foul.
That was either a charging foul or no call. And
well,
I think he could have gone either way with that.
Well, he called a charge. Second foul on Webster. King George almost threw it away. But Darius Stafford got a hand on it as it went out of bounds. See, David Richards, who works out here now, standing up down at the far end. He was a good basketball player for Culpeper.
Yes, him and his twin brother both.
Yep.
Dean
and David.
Dean and David. They were near me in high school.
White. Down the lane, turns. Is it going to count? It's not. Not sure what the call was, but Eastern View gets the basketball. Leading 53-45, 4:15 to go. Waters baseline to Clancy. Somehow got it up, but he got fouled. Billingsley wants a travel call. Will not get it, and J.C. Clancy will go to the line for the Cyclones. Second shot coming for Jace. Got it. 55-45, back to a 10-point lead. Chase, three-pointer, got it. And King George will call a timeout. Timeout on the floor, and with timeout on the floor, we will pause for 30 seconds.
This broadcast is brought to you by the following community sponsors.
Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. Found & Sons, 825-3530. Battlefield Automotive, 547-3673. New Pathways Career and Technical Education, 423-2134. LocalSportsHistory.com. Learn more at info@localsportshistory.com.
55-48 is our score. Culpeper, our Eastern View over King George by a good margin right now, 7 points. And, King George, I was sitting here thinking, former Culpeper track star lives down in King George, Jimmy Howard.
Jimmy Howard.
There was those Jimmy and Dudley and Billy. And all three of them were good athletes.
You know who the track star I talked to, and I think when I think track in Culpeper?
Who's that?
I saw him the other day in the gymnasium. Steve Shanks.
Oh, Steve was fast.
Steve Shanks.
Steve was really good. And we almost got Ethan Chase in our lap here.
But you know what he told me, Donnie? He said that his brother Freddie was about as fast as he was.
He wasn't. Freddie could dream, but Steve was
That's what
fast.
Steve told me. So I didn't think so either. But
Steve was really good.
He had world-class speed.
Oh, yeah. And I miss his dad, Freddie. Saw his mom sitting over there, and I still kind of look for Fred at the ball games. He passed away last year.
Well, I remember Steve running the football back in Orange one night, and Judge Ream knocking a guy out. got in a
was
fist fight.
Madison,
Fist fight.
wasn't it?
I think it might have been.
Yeah, it was
Judge
in
Reeves knocked the guy out. And
Yep.
Steve Shanks was running one back and making everybody look like they were in slow motion on the field.
Jace Clancy. Yeah, that was a famous Judge Billy Williams. Somebody insulted a young lady there, and Billy, who was he was a world-class boxer back in his youth.
Yes.
And he took one punch and sent that guy into dreamland.
Yep, I saw that. You could tell he was a boxer.
Billingsley at the line. 57-48, Eastern View leading. Billingsley missed it. 2 minutes and 54 seconds between Eastern View and a championship. Jace Jackson gets it outside. Clancy, nice move there, didn't have a shot. Killing a little time here now. I don't like that, but that's the strategy.
Coach Thornhill and I do, Donnie.
Okay.
Coach Thornhill and I like it.
Stafford.
So you're outvoted, Donnie.
I know.
You're outvoted.
I know. Foul is called on, who's the foul called on?
And what Coach Thornhill is doing, he's slowing it down a little bit, but if you get a good shot, I'm sure he wants you to shoot the ball, especially a layup.
Absolutely.
So it's not like he's stalling the ball and,
No.
not looking for a good shot.
Foul was on Billingsley. That's his fourth. Darius Stafford at the line hit the first one, and he'll have one more. And he got them both.
At 16, I have Darius for 16 tonight.
Good night. He had a good night last night with 19. 59-48. Billingsley stops and fires. Got it. Nice little shot there by the big man. King George won't go away. 2:10 to go. And a timeout is called by Patrick Thornhill with 2:09 to go. And while we've got a moment here, let's talk about some of our sponsors like UVA Community Credit Union, strengthening the financial health of our members and of the Culpeper community. UVACreditUnion.org. Searching for a promising career, trained to be a certified, always in demand machinist at New Pathways Technology Center, located at the Carver Center on Route 15. Take a new pathway to success at newpathwaystech.com. And localsportshistory.com. Hometown history is made with each passing season. Reconnect and rediscover local sports documentary at localsportshistory.com. 2:09 to go. Do you think we got this one in the bag? 59-50?
I think we do, Donnie, because I think Coach Thornhill is going to run some clock and make them play smart. And he's coached a good game tonight. He is substituted well. He is. You can tell he's been working on the players and boxing out. I like the way he played Waters down in the center position and in the zone while everybody else was playing man-to-man. And he's coached a good game.
Nice pass there by Clancy. 61-50 as Waters gets two. White, long three. He has not hit one all night. There's a guy that has, though. And outside, King George missed that shot. There we got Darius Stafford for an easy two. 63-60.
Another good rebound on that by Waters, Donnie. He's played a good game tonight.
Fry goes in, is fouled.
That's got to be on Waters.
Well, at this point, it's of little or no consequence, but it is. Fourth foul on Jimmy Waters. We'll send Nehemiah Fry to the line for King George. And Fry can't hit it. And 3 of King George's 5 losses this year will come at the hands of Eastern View.
Yeah, they don't match up well with Eastern View. Because like you said earlier, you were right. They like to run as well, but they don't match up with the skill level that Eastern View has.
Eastern View is a good ball club.
They play together. They play like old men. I'm telling you, they play like old men, but they're young, and they move the ball so well. They're so unselfish. They always have their heads up, and they're just very skillful.
Jace Jackson will be at the line, 1:25 to go.
It's too bad they don't have that big 6'8" guy.
If they had one
big 6'8" guy that could play,
they would be dominant.
They would have a chance to win it all, and they may still do very well. I mean, they could win it all, but they're tough.
Well, whoever they beat they're going to have to earn it.
Yep, I agree with you.
Whoever beats them. White can't get that 3 to go, but he keeps trying. And now Fry puts another one in. How much Fry got tonight? He's got a 20-point average.
I got him for 13.
Timeout on the floor, and we're going to keep it here. 1:13 to go. The faithful are starting to, well, King George faithful is starting to head down Route 3 to get home, and the Culpeper faithful, the Eastern View faithful are sitting here, and we got some Culpeper fans in here too, left over from the girls game. And we remind you that Eastern View defeated Culpeper in the girls championship. And the
with Angie Hyunku and Destiny Washington leading the way.
Yep. Hyunku had, 36 points according to our count.
Destiny Washington had 19.
So we have 3 teams from the Culpeper area that will move on into the regionals. These guys right here will play Adelaide this coming Friday night at right here at Eastern View in the regionals. Culpeper's girls will play somebody on Friday night at Culpeper, and Eastern View's girls will get a bye in the first round and play somebody next Tuesday night right here. We play out the final minute of this ball game, and Tyree Webster Darius Stafford is fouled. And hang with us after the game. They will have the trophy presentation. The Battlefield District Championship, Tournament Championship. Eastern View won the regular season 2. Stafford Kidd hit the first of a 1-1. Oh my goodness, all the way, easy shot, he blew it.
I think if I was Coach Thornhill, I might go with a zone now. Trying to run this clock out, but
anything you go with, it's all academic now. It's
never over, Donnie.
10 point. Well, I don't see Phil Ford out there. If Phil Ford was here, I'd say, and then most people won't know what I'm talking about there. Phil Ford.
I know what you're talking about because when I was my last time coaching, I was using Devin Hackley as my Phil Ford in the 4 corners, which worked great.
Phil Ford was an All-American guard for North Carolina, and North Carolina was behind to Wake Forest by 8 points with 17 seconds to go and won in overtime.
Yeah,
that was
amazing.
I was flying to Miami at the time, and I couldn't believe that when I heard it. And you're going to Florida next week.
Yes,
this week.
This week, leaving Thursday.
Leaving me in the lurch up here. 1 out of 2. I'm sure you're not taking your golf clubs.
I think you're wrong there, Donnie.
I'm hoping to get out there. Oh, man. White puts a 3-pointer in. And it's kind of obvious foul there. Duffin a little frustrated on this. I think King George will go on into the regionals too. Usually the top 2 teams in the district moves on. So they'll be playing somewhere next week. Tyree Webster got it. 31 seconds left. Eastern View will be up by 10 if Webster can make this.
Tyree's had a good game tonight.
But he did. So they're up by 9.
And he's getting ready to do a little coaching down at the field house. And all the kids that want to come out in the afternoons, Tyree's going to be working with them before long.
Fry gets 2 off the glass. And King George will call a timeout. 19 seconds left. 65-58. Eastern View Cyclones on their way to the Battlefield District Tournament Championship after winning the regular season championship. And as we said, they will host Atlee on Friday night right here at Eastern View High School. Culpeper girls will be playing at 6 o'clock against somebody at Culpeper on Friday night, and Tuesday night, Eastern View's girls will be playing somebody right here in the regional championship. Eastern View, by virtue of their record, having the best record in the region, will end up hosting or get a bye in the first round of the region and then hosting.
And Angie Yonku, if you see this, you keep taking that ball to the hoop, young lady, because nobody can stop you, I don't believe, going forward. The way you played this year, and with the touch that you have in the lane, and the moves that she has, you just got to play smart. Take it in the lane, get in there, get fouled. They're going to go a long way, I believe.
And I want to give credit to Mike McCombs because he was beaten by Culpeper last time the two played, and he coached a heck of a ball game tonight and just completely held Autumn Fairfax and Maylee Reagan, the big girls, to nothing. Darius Stafford hits the first. How many does he have now?
I got him for 19. This will be 20.
And 20 it is. 19 last night, 20 tonight. And just let him go. And a nice dunk there by Duffin. That'll make his season. King George will not give up. They commit the foul with 9 seconds left. Eastern View leading 67-60. And Tyree Webster will be at the line. Stay with us for the trophy presentation after this game. Webster hits the first one. And gets a vote.
9 points for Tyree Webster tonight. Good game, Tyree.
Duffin cannot get it to go. Ball kicked around. 1 second left. And the celebration will have to wait a moment. But that's it. They will not make them play the last second. The Eastern View Cyclone boys have won the Battlefield District regular season and now the tournament championship. And we'll hang here for just a couple of minutes. We'll go over some of the stats maybe while we're waiting, and we will have the trophy presentation in just a couple of moments.
Well, King George had 3 players in double figures, Donnie. Nehemiah Fry had 15. Micaiah White had 15. And Colson Gray was, I believe, 100% from the field. He had 10. And for Eastern View, Darius Stafford had 20. DeMaio Hunter had 14. Jace Jackson had 8. Tyree Webster had 9. Jimmy Waters had a good game. On the boards, hustling, blocking out, had a great game.
And there's the trophy presentation, Waters. Says, follow me, guys. And I don't know why they're facing that way. They need to face this way. This is where the fans are. Yeah, come on, turn around. Fans behind us are getting a little bit perturbed here. Happy group of young men. The Eastern View High School Cyclones. And all the fans are taking pictures. Well, you got to get the pose. You got to strike the pose here now.
Those guys know how to play basketball, Donnie. They're very skilled and know the game.
And I'm glad to see Nate Bopp, the principal, and the athletic director, both are in this picture. Number one. We are number one in the program and number one in the hearts of the fans. The Eastern View Cyclones have won the Battlefield District Championship. That about does it for tonight. Good doubleheader, Gary Deal. And Eastern View girls win. Eastern View boys win. You can't ask for much more than that. So we'll see you on the other side of Florida, and we'll see you fans hopefully on Friday night with either the girls of Culpeper or the boys of Eastern View. Till then, Donnie Johnston along with Gary Deal bidding you a very pleasant good evening, reminding you once again the final score of the boys game and the championship game of the Battlefield District Tournament, 69-60, Culpeper beats King George. You've been watching Eastern View High School basketball on the Culpeper Media Network.
Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. Found & Sons, more than a respected funeral home, they support youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons, 825-3530. Battlefield Automotive, willing to take your trade and offer up to 125% of Kelley Blue Book Fair Trade value, along with a free trade appraisal. Battlefield Automotive, 547-3673. Questioning your career path? Explore the opportunity of CNC Milling, a field that touches all corners of everyday life. Get your career on a new pathway. Hometown history is made with each passing season. Reconnect and remember those stories that helped shape Culpeper. Rediscover local sports documentary at localsportshistory.com.